Oh, I've got a whole lot of issues going on. I'm a retired ballet dancer, so from head to toe I have issues.
Okay, let's go down the list.
Okay, well, I guess we can start with my feet. I have a jammed toe on my right foot.
You might point out to the viewers.
Right here, I have a jammed toe, but then I've been having issues with my metatarsal underneath. My left foot, I have an old injury right here on the top of my foot from a overarch lift that happened.
Show to the viewers. How did it happen?
I essentially overstretched my foot right here by crunching, the shoe crunched under my foot just like that.
So it really arched like this.
Yeah, overstretched.
Yeah, and we can see it already. Yeah. There's one big bulge right over here. You know, that, you know, when you try to do a bulge on that one, see, it's try to do a both of them.
Yeah.
Let's do a both. Yeah, see, this one's protruding more so than this. Just a little bit, hair a bit more. So we'll take a look at what's going on with that one.
So I have a shooting pain in my knee, my left knee, but I think it's I'm having pain from my back, down my hip, down my left side that I think has to do with that left shooting pain. But my back, I have the left side of my lower back and the mid upper side of the left side of my back as well. 2 injuries from partner work that have happened from them.
Yeah, so just to give the viewers an idea, let's break down those 2 partner slip-ups, the accidents.
Sure. So the lower back injury, essentially I was going into a handstand and my partner was supposed to catch feet and did not. I ended up in a back bend and then did this quick little flip to get out of it, and in doing so I did something. So
in essence, you were on your back,
yes,
hyperextended, go way back, and then you rotate it this way?
Exactly.
Okay. And number 2?
Number 2, so that's a little higher in my back. I had a gentleman as big as you who essentially fell. I was laying on the floor and he fell on me and essentially kind of folded my body in half. My forehead was down into my belly button. So.
Wow. Okay, that is one. So what was that? Just an accident? What was that gentleman doing?
That was just he was just messing around doing some handstands behind me. I wasn't even dancing. I was resting in rehearsal at this point. So. Wow.
Okay. All right. So that clearly is something in mid back. Can you show us to the viewers where do you feel in the mid back?
Mid back, I guess, is in this area here.
This region over here?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a look, see what's going on in there as well.
Great.
Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. So we got the low back, we had the mid back, your knees, the 2 feet separate injuries you got there. Let's see. I believe, did we cover the neck yet?
So neck, there's been some issues. Sometimes I'll look up and I'll get tingles in the back of my head, so forth, but a lot of just tension in the neck and so forth.
So what we're doing right now is we're just scanning your spine. Look for any abnormal temperature due to inflammation. Now, inflammation, that's a signal system. It's just simply telling your body there's structure damaged over here, and we're going to go repair it. Now, one of the byproducts is abnormal heat. And that's what this device here picks up. We found something at this particular level. I believe we found something here. It may be chronic on you. Yes, it is. At this level. I think we found another one earlier. Yes, it is. Here. We got one right here. We're seeing some kind of mark over here, some inflammatory reaction here. We'll do the best we can with that fellow over there. We'll take a look. Any tenderness here?
Yes.
The left side? Okay. What over here?
Yes.
Got it. What over right over here?
Yeah.
Tender right over here?
Yeah.
Or in the bottom part?
Mm-hmm.
Not too much here, huh?
Not as bad, but a little bit. But not as
a little bit.
Yeah, the left
but
side.
more so right underneath there, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So what we find there's like swelling and tenderness right at the sacroiliac joint. That's a pretty good indicator there's something wrong on that particular involved hip joint. And right now we're testing on this. The sacrum is pretty decent. It's slightly stuck here, but this left ilium, this left hip, it's just not moving whatsoever. It's just jammed right there. How's that fella right there?
Listen.
How about this fella right here?
Yeah, listen.
Yeah. Right there. Oh yeah. That's not moving. That's stuck right there. Okay, so we got some swelling over here, muscle spasms over on this lower section of the neck. Not too bad on the right side. Yeah, feel that right there?
Yeah.
That's stuck. Right at that sixth cervical right here. Yeah, there's that phone. So even though the atlas is somewhat fixated, it's not truly stuck, so it's compensating. Let's break everything down what we've been hearing from you. So we got the good old fun, improper catch, right, causing the low back problem, right? And what you tell me in terms of mechanism was, yeah, it's like you got it hyperextended, and then you roll towards your left. Okay, so it can impact that pelvis. We tested it, confirmed on you. Right? Yeah, that ilium, that left ilium right there, that's in trouble, that's stuck, that's what we need to correct. Now, because that one got knocked out of alignment, that's what I see the end result over here. This is your sacrum, the foundation. Now, ideally, it should be 45 degrees.
Ooh.
Yeah, as you see, you went so forward, you could almost bounce, a couple books on that thing.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Yeah, so it's almost going horizontal. That's not what we want. But because it went more horizontal, that's why we're starting to see this increased arch over here as well. Because when I drop this over here, right, it's going, as you see over here, going backwards over here. It should line up like here.
Okay.
So yeah, that tells us, we're definitely going way backwards as you should. So in essence, your spine is going
right
like that. So you still have that hyperextension, type of injury still stored in here. And also biomechanically, when I see your whole entire spine did, because the foundation went out, okay, it twisted up like this. So right now, your whole entire body, all of it, then that's what we're seeing over here. It's steadily rotating like this. The same mechanism how you were trying to save yourself rotated.
Right.
So you rotated even more and you got stuck in that position.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Right? So, but here's the thing. Not because we're seeing we rotated this way, right? You ever seen anyone walk this way? I don't think so, right?
No.
So what did your body do to compensate for that? Well, your head got to turn facing towards the front, right? And that's what I see over here too, your atlas, okay? It did rotate it significantly enough, try to keep your front, even though your body did this way, all the way towards the left. So, well, here's the thing. So since the head got to be this way, well, how can we do that? Our body starts adapting, start twisting like this way. And it just can't simply stop midway. And it says, okay, everything else straight. Can't do that unless you have some kind of trauma to it. So in essence, what your body starts doing is, okay, we're gonna continue over here, but now we have another problem. Now we're looking towards the right. We can't walk this way either, right? So another part is, okay, right here in your middle of the chest, start rotating, going this way, and over here, start rotating towards that way.
Wow.
The neck finally goes here. So that's what we're seeing here. Your body rotating this way, rotating sort of that way, this way, that way, this way, and that way.
Wow. Okay.
So, right, so we have multiple twists. Now, what doesn't help is the fact that, okay, now we have a secondary injury. So it's no longer we're talking about just this one single little twist like this. Now, I wish I had more fingers because now we got multiple twists going on, like one, like one over here.
Uh-huh.
And so now it's starting to look like cat's cradle over
Oh
here,
my goodness.
right?
Okay.
So what I see over here is this. Now I don't want to see any bony parts sticking out over here. It should be nice and straight over here. Do you see this over here?
Yeah.
Now that's what we call a bone spur or an osteophyte.
Okay.
It does that in reaction to a very badly damaged disc. You got hit right inside there. So it does match up what you were told us before, the mechanism where someone accidentally, did a belly flop on you and you went way forward. Okay, to the point that you felt like you got crunched and your head's almost, right down to your knees.
Yeah.
So it happened right there. Okay, so this took the brunt of the force. So that ninth dorsal we tested from, that's not too fun either. So it's this one over here. So that's the one that we also have to address and take a little more of this twist going on over here. Now, there's another thing I also see is this fourth dorsal. Right? That also took another hit as well. It may be from that injury, maybe something else. Hard to say. What I do know is this one is not lining up with the other bones. This one went backwards. So number 4, we tested the frontal again. That one we need to correct.
Okay.
And the 6th cervical, right? That one we also need to correct as well. Right? Now, that being all said, once again, since you want that bias twist to the left, right? We want to, the ideal goal is take the pressure off the nerve. Now, I just want to reiterate to the viewers over here, chiropractic purpose, the primary purpose actually has nothing to do with pain. Okay, and here's an interesting tidbit, right? The very first chiropractic patient, you know what the guy's problem was? The guy was deaf.
Oh.
He didn't have any pain whatsoever. So even though we may have the stereotype of saying, hey, aren't your chiropractors good for low back pain, neck pain, knee pain, so on and so forth? Actually, not really. Our primary goal in this office here, and that's what we are very good at, is detect for any pressure on the nerve. We take that pressure off the nerve, and your body's going to start repairing itself. So I see a lot of these biomechanical problems, right? And we're going to start taking all those pressures off, let your body start resuming what it's supposed to be doing, and get you at your peak performance, all right? So that being said, now that we know your left atlas went over to the forward on the left-hand side, so what our goal is, and also including your hip, you went backwards this way. So what I want to do is, what can we do from this way and that way on twist like this way? And also we got those 2 paws in the middle over here. Try to get up this way and straighten it out. So we're going to correct everything, almost everything, pretty much PLs over here, right, to level that one out. Okay. Right? And I believe you also talked about headaches.
Yeah.
Right? So again, so if your body's twisted like this, I wouldn't be surprised you have some tension in the headaches.
Yeah.
So as we start restoring your biomechanics, you're going to let us know how the headaches are. Right? That's rock and roll. Alright, so PIEX. And I only want to move just this one bone right here. Just relax. One more. One more. There it is. Come on up. Walk around, please.
Oh. Wow. My whole left side just, I don't know, this is great.
Oh, what happened to your left side?
Like the left side, it just, I don't know, it's just been so ginched, it just feels like it can breathe a little bit more now, so this is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
All right, let's go to the next up.
Okay.
Right there. So there's multiple curves we got going on over here. So we got this primary curve over here, this primary twist, and then ended right at that 10th, and the 9th came right out. So once we correct that, there's another curvature over here, and the 4th one, so it come out right there as well. So it continues way up to the atlas itself. So we're gonna correct those fellas. That's all. pump this up a little bit, and then we're set. Let it all go. Right. There it is. 4. There's that beauty.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Things tingling. Can I get taller from this possibly? I feel taller. I just feel like I can, I don't know, I'm standing taller. I feel like I'm not as congested inside, if that makes sense.
Actually, it does make sense. Because once again, remember, you're in this hyperextension type of injury here, okay? And what your body did to compensate, because you can't walk this way, right? So what your body did is, even though it's in this misaligned position, that's where your mid-back starts to go this way.
Yes.
And your head starts to go a little forward like this.
Yeah.
So when we start restoring your biomechanics,
Yes.
you feel a little more tall. Now, I'm not saying you're going to grow another foot, okay? No, I don't want to be clear to the other ladies out there, on the internet there. I can't make you grow a whole entire foot taller, but I would not be surprised. You may have gained one, about an inch taller or what have you, because again, all your biomechanics, you were like, in essence, squished like this.
Yes.
And then restored a little more, proper biomechanics right there.
Great.
Okay. Oh, just to, also a little tip for the other, young docs and students who are watching these videos. We did a, thumb adjustment on your spinal process 6 cervical over there. And the reason why we did that is because you're still petite right there, and it's still subacute. So I figured that would be a lot more, better correction for you on that one. And by the way, how do you like that neck one?
Great. I feel so much less pressure, really.
Excellent. What about the headaches?
No headache now. Everything still feels so like tingly, and I don't know. I feel like blood is flowing where it hasn't flown in a while. So
hey, that's
things
great
are
news.
straightening out, I think.
Excellent. Okay. Let's have you take a seat. Let's take a look at your knees.
Great.
So I'm gonna double check on here because what I see on the film, okay, we have an increased gap on this outside of your knee over here. Okay. And also the way it's rotated. So that tells me that this bottom part of your leg that's involved, and the way it's rotated. So we got a PEX on that side. So let's go ahead and double check on you. So first things first, we check the good one. Not bad. See, it's swiveling and pivoting just fine. Femur's in alignment too. Now let's check your left one. Feel that gap? Mm-hmm. Right? It should be stable. There shouldn't be any excessive give, but there's give over here.
And I can feel, when you do that, I can feel it up my leg. But
Right. See, so this is a PIEX tip. See, it's not too bad, but it's still stuck. See, femur is proper alignment. This tibia is just slightly out. Just slightly. Let's go ahead and work on that, fella. Hello. There it is. Okay, go ahead and walk around, please.
oh, sorry.
Okay.
Great. Great, yeah.
Nice. So the right foot, you were saying you're feeling something around your big toe.
Correct.
Right. And the left one, you had a hyperextension injury going on over here, right?
Right.
Okay. So this one I see more towards, and I'm going to roll that out on you. We're about to take a look. But yeah, I see an increased joint space over here. Even your right one has it too. So I'm going to figure out we're going to take a closer look. What's going on in that first cuneiform over here? Because I see all this fellas just really knocked forward. But this talus is also this way. You got a PIEX calcaneus over here with this huge gap over here, which is not normal. And then the right one's also doing the same thing as well. The talus is misaligned, calcaneus is misaligned, cuboid is dropped a bit. So yeah, let's get to work with this right foot. Here's another tidbit as well. All right. So since you were doing professional ballet for how many years now?
Well, I danced a lifetime, but professionally about 20 now.
20 years. All right. Oh, right. That's a long time. And I don't believe anyone ever worked on your foot before.
No.
Okay. So that being said, we want to be very extra cautious with these things, because ballerinas, when they do endpoint and all this footwork and everything they're doing to these arches over here, these things, it's like a spring-loaded bear trap. So I'm not going to work too hard on these things, because when we do, it's going to unravel so quickly that it's going to be very uncomfortable during the nighttime, to the point that you're going to wake up in agony. And we want to avoid that. Okay, so we're going to do we're going to do what we can over here, but we're going to take it in stages, one step at a time. Right? As much as I love to do everything for the viewers, no, you come first, right? So in the following visits, we're going to take it apart layer by layer by layer. So the priority right now is, okay, we're going to take a look at what's going on in the talus and the calcaneus, but most likely we're going to do just the talus today, right? Even that in itself, I'm going to let you know, may still unwind quite a bit, right? And may still have the possibility of still waking you up at night. So what I want you to do is this, for the next couple of nights, okay, right before you sleep, get some nice cool water, pour 2 cups of Epsom salt. You're going to soak your feet in them for 30 minutes. That will give it all the magnesium and the sulfate in there to help relax these muscles and ligaments and tendons. So it'll minimize that type of, that occurrence during nighttime, all right? So first things first, let's take a look at this. So both calcaneus, see, it's not moving here. I could pivot this way, but here, this one is not going that direction whatsoever. The talus, same problem. All right, I could pivot this way, not that way whatsoever. So first things first, we're going to correct your talus today. Okay, and this is a major keystone for the medial arch itself, because ballerinas, they're pretty much working on all the arches, but the most weight and the pressure is on the medial arch itself, because you got to do all that end point. Right? So that's kind of intense. So again, we're not going to go too crazy. We're just going to pump this up and see what's going to happen to this arch. Here, see this one? The calcaneus start to loosen up now. So that's good. So that means we're on the right track. We're going to pump this up a little more, and then we're going to gently set this thing right here. A little more. Okay. A little more. Right there. Good. Now keep in mind, this is more than 20 years worth of stuff here. All right, that's what I already feel here. This first cuneiform is not budging whatsoever. Okay, even you got a little bunion going on here. Again, I'm not going to work on that today. We're going to take in stages. These got to be future visits. All right. Okay, so this one is a different type. Your talus is actually doesn't pivot too well on the lateral side, on the outside. So calcaneus, slightly misaligned, but this talus is not. So I'm going to pump it over here. Okay, there we go. Now you feel that start to loosen up now? Yeah. Again, very gentle. Okay, a little more. That foot right there, just brace it right there. Okay, get a little more. Again, it's been stuck there for a very, very long time. There it is. Okay, Go ahead, walk around. There's a little pop in there, but again, we're not gonna go too crazy in that phone.
Wow. Feels different, yeah, it feels great. Wow, yeah. It just feels much looser in my ankles.
Okay, what else?
I just feel a release, like in here, especially on this foot, I can feel a nice release in here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing. I congested, that word just keeps coming to mind. It just doesn't feel as, it just feels looser, and you can move and breathe a little easier, so.
I'll tell you why. This is the model of the right foot. So what we worked on today on you is this one. This is a talus bone. So we have an arch, just like a Roman arch, all right? It acts like a major spring. And there is also, at the very top of Roman arch, there is a keystone. That keystone is what keeps all the biomechanical pressure evenly, so the arch stays maintained. Once the keystone collapses, the whole entire arch collapses. So in other words, it should arch like this.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want is like this, and we also don't want like this either.
Right.
Okay, so that's why it's imperative to restore the biomechanics by realigning this keystone back to where it needs to be. So because we corrected this, even though you feel this one over here, not so much fun, right, on both of your feet there, when we corrected this one, realigned it, that's why you already started to feel like, oh, it doesn't feel as congested, doesn't feel as crunched up, and that's what feels loose already, just by working on this major fella right off the bat.
Nice.
So the future visits, we're gonna start working on this one over here, and also alleviate some of that bunion pressure over here as well, because this bone over here rotated like this way.
Would I have bunion relief already from this? I feel
it can't do that, because again, it's a major keystone. How's that bunion feel?
Just feels looser. Yeah, I mean everything. I just feel like blood is flowing, so it just feels good. So.
Actually, because once we start restoring this, there's a domino effect. Okay, closed kinetic chain. It can impact the navicular over here, this first cuneiform, and this bone, and that's what you feel, because that's how bunions form. Okay, it's not just simply just going like this way. That's what, because we look at our toes as, hey, wow, it's like sticking out like this, like crazy. But actually, that's not the whole entire picture. What's going on is this bone over here, it actually rotates. So when it starts rotating inwards, there's no choice but to corkscrew like this way. So that's what you're feeling right there. It's all twisted up in counter directions, and it starts protruding, it starts sticking out. That's what causes a bunion. So the long-term strategy to correct the bunion actually is we start by clearing the spine, we restore the nerve function at your low back to ensure that there's no traffic jams from your brain straight down to this foot. Then we do this keystone bone over here, the talus. Then we start working whatever that's also misaligned, and also finally get to this first metatarsal bone over here, then get to the phalanx, realign all that. Right, so in other words, it's a project to try to restore this bunion in place. All right. Okay, well, that's all we'll do for today. Once again, I need to reiterate, please don't forget the Epsom salt. Soak those feet tonight, all right? And the following visit, you let us know how everything's coming along.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Give us the latest update. How's everything coming along?
Fantastic. I've noticed a great improvement, even burst of energy, aside from the fact that there's just less pain. Before, as a dance teacher and a dancer, I'm aware of what I need to do to stand upright, but with all the things that were going on, it was so uncomfortable, it took a lot of energy, and it was so just discomfort. And now I feel like I'm able to stand pretty upright, and I feel that systems are a go. It's good.
Oh, that's great.
Still very sore, but good.
Oh, that's great progress. What about any particular moves you found challenging before and it's easier now?
I mean, generally everything, just I had to clean the shower, and it was much easier than typically. I have a 4-year-old son and a daughter who, love for me to scoop them up and stuff, and that's definitely more comfortable now. So.
Oh, great. How's the foot?
The foot is good. Actually, my right ankle, significant difference when I plie, when I bend my knee and ankle.
Can you show to the viewers, because they don't understand those ballerina terms?
Yeah, so plie, bend the knee. So when I do this before, I always felt such like grinding, and I could hear it, and it would snap and everything. And now this just feels so clear, and I can bend. And then this one still, I think, is a little stubborn, a little bit, but much looser than it was before. So yeah.
Good. Any other feet positions you notice that's still a challenge now?
Well, Saturday, right after the procedure, I was pretty sore, so I took it easy while dancing, but certainly, I think soreness just trying to rise up to my toes and so forth. But even the day after, like, significant difference. I did the Epsom salt bath, so that was a big help, I think.
No cramps during the night, nothing like that?
No, actually. I mean, I felt soreness for sure. You were right to warn me. I definitely felt soreness, but thankfully I slept through fine, so.
Okay, great. All right, we'll continue the very conservative care with your feet. All right, let's get rolling. Oh, by the way, I believe you mentioned you had headaches before.
Yes, gone. They are. They really are gone. I can't even believe it. The tension headache, I think there was so much pain before, and I think, like I said, I felt like such a hunchback before, and my weight was hurt, and my head just always felt so heavy, and the uncomfort, or just the discomfort and the energy that it would take to hold it up, I just always felt it here, and that's a big relief there. So.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. This was just like that. There it is.
More of the same. I just feel, comfort and ease to be able to stand upright, which is a good feeling. So.
It certainly is.
Yes.
Okay, well, lean your back. Let's go in the feet.
Okay.
The recap. So basically, it's this big toe over here that's a problem, and this one over here was like something got dropped on here. That's their cuneiform over
that
here.
was when the shoe got caught underneath and it got overstretched and kind of. I had issues over here.
Mm-hmm.
But then yes, this was the toe that was jammed. But since then, I'm feeling. But honestly, since this is cleared up, this is not as painful as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel just a little bit of something going on the ball of my foot there. So.
Great, because that's what happened. Again, we explained that key stone. By restoring this arch, that's what took a lot of pressure off of this fellow over here.
Yeah,
but yeah, I still want to take a look, see what's going on here. Great. And remember that hyperextension injury over there. We'll take a look at that one too.
This guy was stubborn last time too. So.
I remember that too. Okay, lean your back. Let's take a look, see what we got on these fellows. Yeah, second cuneiform to work on. Okay, I'm gonna go down the list. I'm gonna pump this up first. Okay, do me a favor, just slide down a little bit. Put this feet against my knee. There you go. There it is. Good. Now, on the next future visit, okay, we'll work on this, but right now we're going to take one step at a time. This is the model of the right foot, and this is your right foot over here. So in the previous visit, we corrected this one over here. That's that keystone. All right. This navicular, I tested that one. That's okay. So we went to the next down on the list is the second cuneiform right over here. That's what we just corrected just now. Okay. So in the future visit, we're going to take a look, see what's going on with this fellow over here. Okay. Yeah, the first metatarsal.
Great.
Right? Let's take a look, see what's going on in this one. Okay, great. This talus is still in place. Good. Now let's check. Navicular is good. Actually, we're going to work on the first cuneiform first this time. Well, there's a piece. There's a piece. There we go. Okay, walk around.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's awesome. This is where I can I notice significant difference. I mean, I do this. We bend our knees like this every day, all day long, and dance. So it feels more like the right one now. It's just not as crunchy. So.
Nice.
Well, I just want to thank you because, for years now, a couple decades, I've been dealing with dance injuries when I was still working professionally, and now hindsight, and I've gone to many doctors and many specialists, and this just feels so thorough and feels so spot on when you're describing all the things. I can feel internally, I know exactly what you're saying, even though I don't know the terms you're using. It just feels very specific, very spot on, and I'm noticing a significant difference, so I'm very happy.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. All right, we'll see you next time.
Yes, thank you.
What's the word?
Okay, so all in all, I mean, much looser in the ankles. My right one, a significant difference even now as I'm circling, much less grinding, much less clicks. Same thing with the left, but just not as much. Still a little bit of clicks, a little congestion in there.
Here it is.
And again, I get more relief in like my, the jammed toe or whatever's going on in the big toe, more relief there.
Talus is moving great.
Yeah,
Let's keep
this
it
ankle
fixed.
feels really great.
Cuneiform slightly out. But this metatarsal, holy cow. So we're still gonna open this cuneiform, we're gonna loosen it up. Hey, there it goes. That loosened up. A little more. There it goes. Now let's check it first. Metatarsal. So right now we're gonna your seismoids. There's these two little bones over here. We got these seismoid bones, right? The largest seismoid bone actually is the kneecap, right? So why is it there in the first place? Well, it's all about physics, right? And just like, everyone else who says, good Lord, we actually got to apply physics? Yes, we do. Okay. So just like where there's a seesaw, right? If there's a fulcrum, it makes things easier for leverage. So in order for this leg over here, okay, if you're bent and to raise it up without this kneecap, it's much more harder for your quads to pull this leg up. So because the kneecap is here, much more easier. Now, similar story with this toe over here. If your toe's way over here, how can we easily bring it back into a neutral position? That's what these two small little bones are. That's what these are. Okay. These are the seismoid bones because the muscles wrap all from here, from your calf, wraps all straight down to there. Okay. And we also got some more smaller ones to over here as well. All for the purpose of trying to bring this big toe over here back to neutral position. Okay. So now, in your case, these little bones over here, okay, because of the first metatarsal over here, you rotate it like this quite a bit. So now I gotta put it back into regular position. Okay. Right?
And that's all this feeling that I'm getting right in here. See, and over in here. Yeah.
You feel this little bone over here? Yeah. That's a seismoid. Okay, it's right over here. If we dig in a little more, see over there? Mm-hmm. That's way too much over here. It really should be here.
Wow. Okay.
It's dug in all the way down there. So that's why I'm gonna hook my thumb right in there.
Okay.
Okay, you go lay it back. Yeah. Feel that difference now? We're starting to move it a bit.
Very much so. When I walk, I really feel sensitivity there.
Yeah. There's a piece. Now we could get to have this metatarsal a little more in there. Good. We'll pump that up. Set that bone. There it is. And this is, I know your work. Yep.
This one was
the talus is still decent. This first cuneiform is not, so I'm going to set this one here. Loosen that up. So in essence, what we're doing, we are rebuilding your arches here. There it is. Okay, same story with this one. Okay, really the same story. Someone's really dug in there.
This is probably from point shoes.
Oh, a little everything. It's a little everything.
Could be anything.
Yep, it's a little everything here. Yeah, I know your ballerinas, really do a number to your feet there. But it's impressive, actually. These are not as, because I've seen some ballerina feet even worse than this.
Yeah.
So this is still, actually, it's the grand scheme of things, even though it's bad, not that extremely severe. So that's good. But yeah, this is, that first metatarsal, that's not happy. Okay, maybe a little more on this. Yeah, I gotta fix this one. Yeah, gotta get a little bit more. Good. Got some more out of it. Okay, walk around a bit, please.
Wow. Much looser. And again, I feel such a significant difference when I do this. I teach and do this all day long, and it's it's much looser now. So.
Sweet. How things coming along?
All right. Well, things are definitely shifting, and I'm feeling relief overall, pretty much everywhere. In the neck, I feel still a little bit of tenderness if I look up in the neck there. My hips, kind of my sacrum and over to the side and just up a little bit. I've had a lot of tenderness, but it loosens up and it feels much better. Same thing with the knee, just much looser. I noticed significant difference in my right foot, my ankle. There's absolutely no grinding right now. It's been, I don't remember since that's happened. And then again, looser down as we go down the foot. Left ankle, still a little bit of grinding, but still so much looser. And again, looser as we move down the foot. So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a small little reading here. How's this feel here?
A little tender.
A little bit tender, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's test it. Let's see how it comes along. Yeah, it's jammed. Okay, we're gonna fix that fella. There we go. That was a big release right there. Let it go. A little more. There we go. Alright, let's work on both Seismoids. Good. Good. There we go. There it is. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, walk around.
Yeah, the balls on my feet. I feel really when I take a step and I push back here, I feel a big difference. So, and I always have to do my plie test. This again is where I notice such a difference. Normally when I get to the base of my plie, there's so much discomfort and it's just so crammed in there. And this feels like nice and spacious. It's great.
Are you loving it?
I'm loving it. It's great.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. See you next time.
All in all, everything's much better. My right foot feels fantastic, just much looser. Left foot, a little bit of tenderness in here. And I feel like things are shifting because I noticed in my Achilles, there's just like been a little bit of tenderness back there.
Okay. We have a small reading there. Let's take a look, see what that's all about. Hey, not bad. The swelling has gone down significantly on that sacroiliac joint.
I liked it a little bit.
Yeah. Not bad at all. It still needs a set. Still fix it. Because your foundation is improving, that's why I'm seeing all the other structures above it is improving as well, including your neck. See, even this one, don't need to correct it. Not bad. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, this foot feels fantastic.
Well, the first cuneiform is still a work in progress. See to it with these seismoids and this bunion over here. We'll pump it up. Get it working again. That's a beautiful sound right there. Oh, there's a piece of that seismoid. Good. Now that things are progressing a lot more into these feet, that's where we'll go a lot more hardcore on this now.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, because we took a lot of the tension out of these springs here. That bunion, still we're going to work on that one. As you can see, he didn't do a loud noise on that one. He just like slightly slipped in place. There it is. Yep. Got it. Oh, there's a piece. Good. Good. Okay, walk around. See if you like it.
Thanks. Wow. Great. My PA check.
Yes, do the PHM.
Yeah.
How are they?
Feels great. Yeah, feels really great. The balls of my feet feel much better. My goodness.
All right.
Great.
See you next time.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.